Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about histrionic. People with histrionic personality disorder, or the behaviors of, not diagnosed. Okay, I've said this before, and I truly believe it, that more attention needs to be paid on them than ever before. And more than people who some just call narcissists. Now, unless they're diagnosed as narcissists, with narcissistic personality disorder, why are you calling them narcissists? By a qualified mental health care professional, like a licensed professional counselor, and the like, wherever it is where you live. But I do believe that a lot of people just pile everything under narcissists, and shouldn't. Okay, these, in my experience in life, and I am a social and behavioral scientist, taught at college and university, but then people with the histrionic behaviors tend to, in my world, in my studies, in the way I've seen it, not one size doesn't fit all. They don't all do the same thing, but this particular type is the most destructive to me. And in some instances, you could say, maybe not most, but pretty bad, as far as being abusive, not always physical, but it can be. And I personally sum them up more as the adult mean girls. Okay, the attention seekers, the drama queens and drama kings. It's not always female. And I think a lot of people just ignore it because some of the behaviors might be part of them. And they think, oh, if I do this, then therefore I am that. No, that's not how it works. It needs to be diagnosed by somebody who is a licensed professional counselor. But as far as behaviors, yes, maybe we all, in some instance, in some ways, just like narcissists, just like the narcissistic behaviors, we all have some. Okay, but to what degree, the degree to which, and do we harm others, and so on and so forth? How does it affect your life or theirs, or so on and so forth, like I said. But the histrionics, these, in my experience, they have to be the center of attention. And it doesn't matter if it's negative attention or positive attention. If ever people are looking at them thinking, oh my God, because often the way they dress is, when they're younger, it's more provocative. It can even go into their older to be provocative. Like something see-through. Okay. And kind of like, or very tight clothing, very loud. Okay, they want people to look at them. And it might be makeup, doesn't matter, male or female. Hair can be multicolored, whatever is going to grab people's eye, and they're going to look at them. Now they tend to see it as, oh, they're looking at me. Look, I'm so beautiful, so handsome, But people might be looking at them because, ooh, that is strange. You see? And like I said, not everybody who does any of these things, like wear a lot of bling or a lot of makeup, like I just said, wild hair. They also talk really loud, tend to, and laugh. I call it a cackle, very loud. They have to have people looking at them. Okay, that's what they seem to believe, that they must be that center of attention, no matter what. Or they can just say things that are so obnoxious. They're just terribly obnoxious, or do things, like, have you ever been like in a room full of people and it gets quiet and they start making noise, tapping their desk or tapping on something, and just so people look at them. They need to be, in their views, they have to be that center of attention. Like I said, doesn't matter if it's negative or positive, they want it. Okay, now what kind of extremes will they go to? A lot. Some of them, okay, some of them will do this thing. Let's move it on to online. We just did an example of in person. Online, they're going to write a lot. okay, say some kind of group, forum, whatever, they want to be that center of attention, so they will write a lot. Or if it's, you can add video, they'll be on video, and they're going to be on camera. They don't want the camera to move away from their face or their body or them. They want it on them. And some of them get so close up that, oh, no, thank you. Or they must. They seem like they must have that face on them. They might even do things like they're driving somewhere and they say, oh, look at this beautiful, it's beautiful. But they're going to have the camera on themselves instead of showing what they're talking about. I've seen it. I've seen it. Oh, yeah. Now, if anybody else kind of gets the spotlight, they might allow it for a few minutes, a few seconds, but then they're going to turn around to themselves. Even if it's just you cause some kind of conflict, just pounce on that person's view or whatever. Even if they tend to believe that way, they're going to put it as though they know better than the person doing whatever it is. Now, they're very easily influenced by others. So actually causing the argument, causing to try to debate, they don't know how to debate. They may have just watched somebody's video and the video said XYZ is the way to be. They're going to, and somebody else's ABC is the way to be. They're going to say, well, no, XYZ is, I heard it from professional. And it just could have been somebody who wanted to say something, to give their opinion, and the opinion is not based on any true fact. It's just their opinion, and it's misinformation. Now, if they see that the misinformation, let's go move down the line from this, they're on video, okay? They go around listening to people. Okay, some would see that as they're easily influenced by whichever one that sounds good, like somebody who's popular. Even if the popular person is giving out misinformation, they don't know it because they just don't know. They're stealing. They're going to copycat what these people say and call it research. Okay, so they listen to this person and they say, yeah. Now, if they have their own channel and they, like I'm saying, make their own videos or whatever, it doesn't have to be on YouTube. They're going to use that information that they copycatted from somebody else and put it out there, and often they make mistakes with it. But say if their audience doesn't like that view, they'll twist it really fast. Whatever gets them attention. They really don't have any real view of their own. It's whatever they've heard and whatever gets their attention. And like I said, some people will call it that they're easily influenced by others. But I kind of see it this way, what I just said. That if it seems like it's making people popular, then hey, that's what I want to be. I want to be known with the popular crowd. Some might call that also, I think pathological narcissism. Yeah. Narcissistic behavior, pathological narcissistic behavior. Some would. But these are the ones that are taking this information and doing a histrionic thing of being, I am on stage. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, on stage. You see what I'm saying? Okay, and these are people who truly don't care if they steal somebody else's idea. It's like some people who do DIYs, or they do something that they sell, like, from home, which kind of would be like a DIY. It could be anything from candles to, bathroom, like soaps or whatever, and even all the way down to clothing, something knit, crocheted, t-shirts. Okay, t-shirts seems to be the thing. I've gotten into t-shirts, and I hadn't been into t-shirts since I was a kid. And I'm talking wearing them, not making them. I don't make stuff like that. I'm not that good at that kind of thing. No crafts, no arts. I'm not good, but I know my weaknesses. But they will take anybody else's idea and not give them credit for it. Oh, no, they're going to make it their own. They're not even going to say it. They're just going to make it and, people will assume it's their own. They're good at stealing people's ideas. Okay, because they want that attention and they want that money, and often it is also about money. Okay, so then they have more, so they can be seem more influential. You know, maybe buying certain kind of clothing or makeup or whatever, so they can influence even more people. Now they're taking away from other people. They are stealing from other people. They are thieves. Okay. And they can become popular because they go around picking people's ideas and combining it all together. You know, the ones who were doing a good jobs, and people getting, on whatever they were doing, whatever craft, art, whatever, and thought. And they would see that a lot of people liked it. They wanted that on them, all those likes on them, their channel, and all that, or whatever they wrote on some group or forum or whatever. They want to be that center. They want to be the one that looks like they know it all. And they don't really know crap. They just know what they stole. And like I said, often they get it wrong. The thoughts, they get it twisted, or they might be giving views that are all from one side, one party, one bent to it. And then they see something that was another shiny object over on this side, and they grab it, and it was totally to the opposite side. And they don't know it because they really don't know what they're talking about. They're just repeating what they stole. Okay, I really didn't want to go down the same line as the videos I've done in the past, and this is kind of like a recap of those things so far. But really, one of the things I do want to point out is this is something that this type really needs to be on the forefront of it all. Because I've mentioned this before, I've read research and stuff, and it says that these are very common. People with these behaviors, histrionic behaviors, it's very common. Okay. And some of them go back to, I don't even know how long, somewhere early in the 1900s, I believe. And maybe even further than that. But but it seems to be more and more common, like with the selfies, and like I said, people who have to be on video, and they want themselves to be center of that attention. Their faces, their, upper torso faces and faces. Yeah, you see what I'm saying. But the behaviors a lot of the behaviors I hear people say are narcissistic behaviors. I say, are you sure that's narcissistic behaviors? Yeah. Because they do seem more histrionic. But that one just, for whatever reason, well, I can say one, is pushed aside. And I think one of the reasons is because the people who, are going to be more popular are people, some of them, who have this kind of behavior. And they don't want it pointed out. You see? They don't want people to see, well, wait a minute, that kind of makes me think of you. And this is a, histrionic personality disorder, behaviors of. Now, like I said, they have to be diagnosed by a licensed professional counselor or somebody the like. But yeah, if you were one, would you point it out? Now, I can say that and watch people start pointing it out. Watch more people start talking about histrionic personality disorder to get it thrown off of them. But what is there is there. Past, present, future. It's hard to keep that mask on then, too. Because if that attention's not on them, oh boy. I can recall hearing, very popular people say things negative about the people who are not popular. I personally would say, pay attention to the ones who are not very popular. It's not 100%. Of course, it's not all or none. I'm not that kind of thinker. But you see what I'm saying? They don't put on a show. They don't get all dramatic. And I have such a hard time trying to be dramatic like them. I'm serious. You hear more of me laugh. This kind of little laughter I have. But to be like them, to use the voice that they do, the accent, not accent, but the tone, maybe. The attitude behind it, more like, I'd say, attitude. with their attitude. I can't do it because they have polished these kinds of things, much about their behavior, especially as they get older. I'd say, especially around age in their 50s, and any age really. But I'm in my 50s, so there's a good chance I'm going to know more who are in their 50s, and have seen them over the years how they polished it, and where it comes out so perfect. The ones who play the victim, and then they blame the victim, they play the victim, they blame the victim and do a smear campaign behind their back or in front of their face. They don't care. Hey, they're getting attention. And then they're going to, ho, miss me, I say, I can't even do that. That, they know how to do it. To get people to believe them. That this person is picking on them. This person is this and that. No, you're a histrionic and you're doing it on purpose. And we don't, but if not enough people know about histrionic personality disorder and really know the behaviors of, really think like narcissistic behaviors. Oh no. Okay, my camera got hot and poof, it was gone. But anyway, if there's not enough information out there for people to really start to see, open their eyes like narcissism wasn't before until more recent years. Yeah, don't sweep it under the rug. Pay attention what these histrionic people, behaviors are about, and the people what they do and how they do it. Because I know in my life, mean girls and mean boys, adults, even as a child, when I was a child, they have truly, they will do things that everybody everybody you trust in, everybody you care for, they will go behind your back and put out all kinds of smear campaign kind of thing behind your back and tell them all kinds of bad things that you do. Have a little bit of truth in there, like, oh, you actually did call them. But they'll say, well, when you called, this is what you said. You said all these negative things and everything. They're going to put a little truth in it, but most of it's false. Okay, about you. And, that's what they're going to do. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up because my thing is about to get hot again. I'll talk to you on the video. Bye.